2025. This is a 1968 Volkswagen van. This video is on how to install the inboard bearing in the rear of the vehicle, in the rear wheel. There it is. See, there's a snap ring around it as well. Now here's how I got this in. First, I attempted to use a Chinese bearing, and I pounded and pounded. And after a while, I realized this Chinese bearing is off by microns, by less than a millimeter. So I went to the Volkswagen shop, called the Volkswagen guy. He said, oh yeah, I wouldn't use the Chinese ones. So I spent more money and got these. These are ball bearings. They're not tapered, rolled, and it looks like, here's the part number from Pacific Parts International. Sorry. Made in Korea. Yeah. Those Koreans know how to make bearings. Let's see what else. Now, the image on the front does not match the product. It's just a generic image. Make sure you open it up. And oh, imported through Mexico. I don't see. All right, there we go. Anyway, I made sure the other side was nice and clean. I actually cleaned out the area where the retainer clip would go. I inserted the bearing. Now you'll notice on these bearings there is a side that has words on it. Here we go. The numbers, put that side out. Not that it appears to matter much, because these are not tapered. See, there's no difference on the left. There's no difference between each side at the top there. But just put the numbers out, okay? Just to remain on the safe side. I placed this against it. Oh, here, first I measured. I compared. You're doing a lousy job showing you. First I compared the, right? Made sure the diameter of this sucker. Need to make sure this surface here rests on the outer race. And then put that in there, and then I put this in, and I tapped it, and it slid in, not quite like butter, but pretty close. Much easier than the Chinese ones. However, this part wasn't deep enough to seat it perfectly. And that's when I used this little gizmo, and I tapped around with this hammer. I tapped there, and then I tapped on this side. And I tapped up on top, always on the outer race, and then on the bottom, and then diagonally up there, and then diagonally down there, and then diagonally up here, always on the race, down there, and the bearing went in far enough for me to be able to insert the clip. And when I went to insert the clip, you'll notice where the holes are, the little tongues, they're up there, easy to grab. But I've also made sure, here's what I used. Okay, with these tips, I used this at the top. I made sure I wore protective glasses. Just spend the money and get some protective glasses. You do not want to chip a metal flying into your eyes. In fact, most injuries in auto repair, I think it is, construction too, or are from eye injuries. And now I will fill that with grease. I will put in this. I'll fill that with grease, and then this area with grease. Put in this, and then do the other bearing and the other clip. Hopefully that will be it. I needed a 2-pound hammer. Oops. That's a 2-pound hammer. Not my 3-pound hammer. 3-pound hammer is too long and too heavy to hold. Get a 2-pound hammer. It's nice and short. You want a hammer that'll hold up, because you're just going to use one hand. Wow. Tap, 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 tap. And it has to have a steel head. It cannot have a lead head. It must be steel. It has to be hardened. I don't know if it has to be hardened steel, but it just can't be soft like lead, is what I'm saying. Hardened might not be the right term. Okay? That's it.